Welcome to Delphi Worlds News number 1, and in this edition I'll be talking about the new Delphi 13.0 Community Edition release. This is great news for students, hobbyists and anyone under the commercial use threshold. It now includes a 64-bit IDE, language improvements, refreshed platform support and more. With Delphi 13.0 CE, there are some important mobile and App Store gotchas, especially with Play Store's upcoming deadline for API level 36 at the end of August, and Apple's looming SDK requirements. I'll be looking at those that affect most developers. Let's break them down. In Delphi 13 CE, the default target SDK version value is 35. Google requires new apps and updates to target API level 36, that is Android 16, starting 31st of August 2026. You can request a short extension to November 1st, but don't count on it. You can raise the value yourself in project options or by editing the manifest template. However, you need to be mindful of the flow-on effects. The biggest visible change when you target API level 36 is that on Android 16 or later devices, edge-to-edge becomes mandatory, and the old opt-out flags stop working. Your content can now appear under the status and navigation bars, so controls can end up hidden or unclickable unless you handle the safe area. Here I have a blank FMX project, and just for demo purposes, I have a button aligned to the top. Watch what happens on my Pixel 6 Pro device. The button actually appears underneath the status bar. Back to the project. In the Object Inspector, there's an OnSafeAreaChanged event. Inside the event, it passes a parameter aInsets, which tells us how far inside the edges the safe area begins. If all my controls have a client-wise alignment, I can simply do this. Set the rect property of the form padding to the value of aInsets. Now when I run the app, the button appears below the status bar. Now to iOS and the App Store. With Delphi 13 CE or earlier, you must build against the iOS 26 SDK or lower. When you build against the iOS 27 SDK, the system expects the modern scene-based application lifecycle. Support for that landed in Delphi 13.1. Apple's pattern has been to enforce the latest SDK roughly the following April, so expect a hard requirement for the iOS 27 SDK around April 2027. I'm sure it would be in Embarcadero's best interest to at least have a patch for this by then. If you found this useful, like, subscribe and drop a comment with any CE mobile experiences you've had. I'll link the official CE download, Google's target API page, and the relevant Delphi documentation in the description. Thanks for watching and happy coding. I'll see you in the next Delphi Worlds news.